Kennewick Man is the name given to ancient remains that were found to have eroded out of the riverbanks of the Columbia River in Washington near the city of Kennewick. Kennewick Man is notable because his remains eroded out of the riverbank of the Columbia River in the state of Washington near the city of Kennewick, in which he gets his name Kennewick Man. The remains are notable because they're some of the oldest found in North America, dating to between 8,400 and 8,600 years before present. To date, roughly 50 specimens of the same age have been located. However, most of them are fragmentary and none were as complete as Kennewick Man was. Kennewick Man, however, became the source of a significant controversy in academic circles because his body was protected under NAGPRA, which is the Native American Graves and Repatriation Act. However, many scientists wanted to continue doing invasive and sometimes destructive analyses on the bones. Scientists and academics would continue doing their research and study while these legal proceedings continued. However, many of the Native American groups in the region were against the types of studies that were being conducted on the bones, and they were actively trying to challenge them in court. During the legal proceedings, scientists would continue doing their research, and originally they believed that he was of Southeast Asian origin and thus not subject to NAGPRA repatriation. However, further research would later go on to show a link between Kennewick Man and many modern-day Native American populations. Many scientists fought against the repatriation and lobbied against it, mainly in part due to his information potential that he could potentially provide given further analysis. However, the Native American tribes would in the end win out after a coalition of groups in the Colville Basin would go on to agree to a burial practice, and they would eventually receive the remains and rebury them in 2017. This was an important win for the Native American tribes because up until this point, almost 26 years after the passage of NAGPRA, many institutions still actively refused to repatriate remains, and this was a significant case in favor of them. And if you want to know more interesting facts, be sure to follow so you don't miss out on more.